possibly fathom.
You know, I admire people who go forth with their ideals, no matter how twisted, fucked up, uncouth, and downright insane some of the ideas are. If you're willing to go through with it and follow through with what you believed in, despite the horrific chain of events that may unfold after you made your choice, I respect that. I truly do. What I can't respect, and what I refuse to ever tolerate, are fucking sheep. People who want to talk about how this could change and how that could change, and if they only had the power to do so, they would change it. Look at people like Adolf Hitler, for one. He's a pretty popular guy. I see that people use a lot for talking and making their points, and for Jews to always have a great comeback to prove a point on. Um, that was a joke, Jewish people. Um, but all in all, I may have not liked what he's done to people. I don't agree with that, but what I do respect is that he seized his power. He knew what he wanted, no matter how twisted and downright evil. He seized it and he went for it. See, I talk a lot of shit too, but I live amongst, I'm not talking about inside of my home, but my area, my residential area. I live around a bunch of young dumb niggas of whom I'm honestly convinced can't read or write. Personally, and I'm not trying to put black people down. Don't get me wrong. It's not all black people. I've known very smart black folk. I'm just saying, for the most part, it's a lot of young dumb niggas who can't read or write. So I don't expect them to be able to formulate many words that don't have to do with anything about weed, liquor, bitches, hoes, or pussy and shit like that, you know? But getting back to my topic, I attend school for criminal justice, right? I want to change shit. I want to fight crime the way crime should be fought, with the same ferocity and endless bashing, the way bad does. See, bad doesn't quit, bad doesn't go to bed, bad doesn't clock out. I don't want to do that either. So what do I have to do? I have to seize that power. I have to say, fuck your way. It's not working. We need something new. I have to convince people that without a shadow of a doubt, my way is the way to go, to win. How do you do that? I don't know. But I believe by looking at people, no matter how bad of a person they were, but looking at people who seized that power can be inspirational to someone like me. Sure, I'm not talking about a mass genocide of anyone I think is bad. But if you're one of these low life motherfuckers that I just can't stand, we all live in a fucking ghetto. And you want to rob other folks that live in the ghetto like their fucking paycheck is going to be the one that's going to get you out. Nigga, please. Spare me. Chances are we make the same amount of money from my 9 to 5 to you hustling on the fucking street. You stealing from me ain't going to get you in a better position. And as rough as times are now, even the quietest motherfucker's liable to kill you nowadays for trying to take his shit, his or her shit. So what do? You gotta seize that power. Why? Because bad people attempt to seize that power every fucking day, all day, 24/7. They're on a fucking power trip. That button is never off. It is turned on and turned up to the fucking max. So people like me who want to be law-abiding citizens, who actually wants to walk down the fucking block without any sort of weapons in my pocket. I'm not trying to paint the ghetto as you have to be that fucking paranoid. But if you've lived in it your whole life and you understand the way things take place, why they take place, and how you can avoid the shit, or sometimes if you just happen to be that unlucky and dragged into something unwillingly, you have to know how to either protect yourself or talk your way out of the situation. Worst case scenario is that you have to do something about it. So what do? You now have to seize that power. You have to now become more powerful than the bad guy, because the bad guy has more resources than the good person. Why? Because good people live by rules that keep them at a disadvantage. Because good people have to go through too many channels and too many approvals to adequately be equipped to protect themselves from bad people. Our power has to come from sitting, kissing ass, signing papers, and giving up finances to gain little power and a little bit of freedom. But the moment we say fuck it, others have taken that power and taken that freedom without any of this. You're not going through what I'm going through. Why should I have to go through you for my own situation? The moment you do that, you become bad. So what does a peasant do in that situation? When you have a king on your side who says, fuck you, pay me, and a bad guy who says, fuck you, pay me, get down or lay down, what do? Do you just ride the middle and say fuck it and roll with the punches? Or do you seize your power also? You need a third party, a voice of reason. When two sides are to the extreme, you need that middle. I want to be that middle that puts both in their proper place. So my question to all of you is, how far are you willing to go for power? How long will you walk? Would there be any journey too dangerous for you? Is there any height that's out of reach? Would you climb to get to that pinnacle of greatness? Would you give up what you love for what needs to be done? Are you willing to lose yourself to find everyone else? Comment, rate, subscribe. Even if you don't, I really don't care. I usually say reach one, teach one.